Bowman here, and today I'm here sharing a new layout for Cocoa Vanilla Studio. This layout is featuring the latest collection Midnight, and it was just a just for fun layout. I've actually pre-prepared some of the bits and pieces for this while we were away in our caravan, and thought that I would put it together in a video for you when I returned home. So I have a cut file from Cut To You, or created by Gwen, and what I loved about this cut file, of course it's a coffee cup, so I love coffee. I've got one here, and I wanted to have a semi-white cup with then some pops of colour and the florals, so I backed that cut file already. I really love this weatherboard sort of look pattern paper, so I was going to use that on the layout. And then I have a little selfie of me with a coffee cup, so I was going to pop that on the layout somewhere like this. Then what I've done is I've fussy cut some florals which I want to arrange on the page. I've just got a simple title, I thought, of the word this, but I'm not sure if I want to change that. And then I've gathered together some scraps of paper. This one's from the 6x8 paper pad. I love the size of these paper pads because it just makes it so much easier. Plus the patterns are smaller, so when you're layering it's just awesome. Please excuse my nails because they are in well need of getting fixed, but you know, mama time doesn't really add that kind of thing into it. I need to. I've got the clear stickers which I'm hoping to use on this layout. I was even thinking these watercolory look ones would be really funky. Maybe some of the florals underneath some of the fussy cut ones that I've got, as well as these little crosses here are really cute too. And then of course all of the words, always tiny word stickers, always work well on a page. The reason I pre-prepared and I didn't stick it together when I was away was because I didn't have my typewriter, I didn't have my sewing machine, all those sort of basic things that are my essentials when I craft, I didn't have with me. So I thought this is a good way of getting a video done for you, because I've been quite time poor lately and had lots of things going on personally that have kept me very busy and not crafting as much as I would like to. So I'm just going to pop this together. I'll voice over of course as I go, and yeah, we'll see how this ends up and what little bits and pieces I add to the design that I have in mind. Okay, so to begin with, I add that strip of that wood grain paper down the side of my layout and just trim off that excess. And funnily enough, I didn't adhere down this layout as I mentioned because I was away. And the reason was because I didn't take things like my typewriter and my sewing machine because they're just not practical when you're in a caravan. However, I didn't end up machine stitching on this layout, so I really could have put this layout together when I was away. But if I had done that, I wouldn't have videoed it for you. So I suppose this is, you know, a good outcome in the end to get a process video up on my channel anyway. So let's get to the layout. You can see that I've fussy cut two floral clusters from one of the pattern papers, and I'm also double matting my photo, and they're using the 6x8 paper pad pieces. I just love that the prints are that little bit smaller. I felt like my photo needed something just to give it a little bit of detail around the edge. I know that, and you may notice that I do always put a white border around my photos when I'm actually printing them. That just allows me to add any sort of colour or design pattern paper behind my photo, and it won't take away from the actual photo itself or overpower it, because it has that white border sort of separating it from any busy patterns. So you can see now that I'm using my smaller foam adhesive squares, and they just give a slight bit of dimension, and I'm only adding them to the edges of the floral pieces. So the beginning of the floral piece I will adhere just with my adhesive tape, and then I will add pops of dimension to the tips of either the leaves like I just did then, or the edges of the flowers. So I've added the "this" to the title of this layout, and I've also popped behind that just one of the banner labels that I've cut from one of the cut apart sheets. I also add one of those cute little watercolor clear stickers, and I cut that in half so I can add a little bit near the title and another one to the top of the layout, just to give that continuity, I suppose. I'm adding a couple of watercolor hearts from those clear stickers, and you can see that I do tend to work in 3. It's just sort of the way that I always cluster and group and try and keep my layouts balanced. That's basically the reason why I will work in that kind of fashion when I'm creating my layouts. I'm just trying to add this extra little leaf which I cut from the top left cluster, and I end up adding that to that bottom right piece. So I'm using my typewriter to add my journaling, and what I love about typewritten journaling is that even when I make a mistake, like I did, my fingers caught 2 letters in that second line of journaling, that I'm able to just scroll down to the next line and type it out again, and no one would know any different when they look at my layout. So I cut them into strip form. It's just the style of journaling that I think I've always pretty much done when it comes to my layouts, especially definitely the last number of years. I'm a big advocate for journaling on your layouts. I really love that my stories are getting documented, even if they're as simple and not detailed as this, but it just gives the person who may look at my layouts later on down the track a little bit of an insight into me or my family, or especially my kids later on. They can read about their experiences that they had, because reality is, and we know it ourselves, that we don't remember everything that we did as kids, but hopefully through my documenting the kids' memories will be treasured and kept. So here's some close-up images. I didn't go into too many details about the cut file, but be sure to check out Created by Gwen's blog and Cut to You cut files. They're really lovely to work with. And this, of course, is the Midnight Collection by Cocoa Vanilla Studio. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will be back soon. Bye, everyone.